We're a month into the new school year. A lot's been going on since I was in here last time. So far, so good. It's going okay. We're almost fully staffed. We got a little closer last night to having a full staff. We approved an assistant principal for our high school, Dr. Wheeler. She's been a special education teacher for us. Now she is the assistant principal. And with her approval last night as the assistant principal, all of our building level administrators, principal and assistant principals, have been teachers at Cumberland County Public Schools, and now they've worked their way up to administration.
All right.
So we are trying to be homegrown, and which is very important because they understand Cumberland, they understand our values, and they understand our community. So that's important.
Yeah, it sure is.
And we approved Tyrone Mosby as our head boys basketball coach. He was our coach. He's the current athletic director. Now he's returning to courtside, and it's going to be our head basketball coach. Still be athletic director, and Deshaun Shern as our head JV boys basketball coach.
All right.
So it's exciting. So it's always good to see some familiar faces come back.
Football.
Football, I tell you what, that is a topic. And our JV had their first scrimmage on Wednesday night. They scrimmaged Brunswick High School. They actually did very well. So it was good. We had a good crowd. People came out to support the Dukes and so forth. Of course, everyone knows we don't have a varsity team because we had lack of upperclassmen, seniors and juniors. We had 2 seniors, 4 juniors, and so forth. So just didn't have the numbers and the safety of the younger players playing against varsity kids. We just decided not to do that. So we're moving forward. Maybe next year. Yes, ma'am. So we're moving forward, and I've appreciated the community support and everyone as we made that decision.
Okay. All right.
So
yep. It is what it is,
It is what it is, yes, ma'am. But the JV, they did well, and the coach was pleased. I saw the players on Thursday, and they were excited. They were pleased with their performance, and so they came back out for practice. So we're moving forward. They have their first game next Thursday night. They travel to Alta Vista.
Alta Vista.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
A little bit of a drive, but they'll do all right.
Yeah, I think they'll do just fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you guys have cheerleaders there?
We do have cheerleaders.
Okay.
So Jaleesa Johnson is our cheerleading coach, and I actually saw them practicing outside yesterday, so they're doing very well. And we have a band program, and I see, if you're not band, a lot goes into band preparation. They do the formations, they create the mock fields, and they do the different formations, and you have to be here, you have to be here, and different things. So Tyler Costley is in his second year as our band instructor, and he works with Victoria Kinney, and they do a phenomenal job.
All right.
So it's going well.
All right.
They usually practice right outside of my office, so I hear the progression all year. So they are doing well.
Okay. That's fantastic.
Yes,
what
ma'am.
else is going on?
So with that, hopping back to being the staffing, we still have an opening for a school counselor. So if anyone's interested in or ever thought about being a school counselor, give us a call. It's an important position as they work with students on careers and classes and different things, but also on different things that are going on in students' lives. So it's a very important position. So if anybody's interested in being a school counselor, just give us a call and we can walk through that process.
Okay.
This is our first year that we've offered cosmetology at Cumberland High School.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's actually going very well. We had a huge student interest in that, and we have Miss Trent. She's our teacher for cosmetology, and I went into the lab the other day to the classroom, and I didn't even know this was a thing. And I learned about a 9-section perm rod set. So there is
Okay.
It was interesting.
Never heard of that.
Me either. I was just called it a perm
Yeah,
and so
right.
forth. But now a 9-section perm rod set. So I'm sure there is a method to that. And so the kids love it. It's just like a mock, when you walk into a salon.
You have
they have their
dummies,
mirrors, they have their stations, and they have their like their heads with hair on it, and they practice. So it's good. Yeah. They're excited.
Sounds like fun.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's a pretty important job when you think about ladies and guys.
Yes.
Your hair, because that first impression if you're going in for a job interview or for a date or dinner with someone or something like that, or just every day, if you're like
right.
I am,
I don't have much left, so I'm protecting what I have. So I'm pretty peculiar about my hair. And so we also are sending students to Southside Community College in Keysville for HVAC. They take an HVAC and electricity series. One year they do HVAC, the next year they do electricity. And we also send students for welding. So that's and purpose of that is so the kids can learn job skills.
Yes.
So ones that may not necessarily want to go to college after high school, that once they graduate with these certifications, they can go right into the work world. Or while they're earning these, they may be able to work as an apprentice or somewhere for someone. So it's good, and they are very excited. I talked to one of the students the other day about the welding, and they were talking about the different beads and different things like that. And you have to be very careful and make sure it all lines up and so forth.
Yeah.
And I will say, give a shout out to the Southside community instructor, David Braun. He does a phenomenal job, and kids love him. So
fantastic.
It's always good. And they're CNA students, so they're certified nursing assistants. They began their clinicals, so that's another opportunity for kids to get in, into the work, see the work world, and then earn certification so they can work, while they're in high school, or once they get out, while they're pursuing other things, working CNAs and so forth. And that's such an important position.
Yes, because we're short. There's a shortage of those.
And not everyone can do that. You have to have a passion and a heart for that.
And a stomach.
Yes. And I applaud them for that. So, they had on their blue scrubs, and, they were getting their IDs made over at Central Office the other day. They're so professional. So it's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And our Future Farmers of America students participated in the Virginia Cooperative Extension Dairy Day at the barn on Poorhouse Road. So Coach Fleener and the FFA students do a great job, learning about agriculture, different things associated with farming and so forth. So they did a booth, so they love it. And that program does very well.
Oh, yeah. That was around when I was in school. It's always been an ongoing thing, especially in a rural community.
Yes, ma'am.
That you have that.
I grew up on a dairy farm, and so I have a little passion for agriculture and, the FFA and different things.
Right.
So I think it's important that kids learn a little bit about, I'm a little biased to it, but that's okay.
But it also teaches you discipline. You have to get up and milk the cows,
yes,
or
ma'am.
do the chores, muck out the barn, and all that kind of stuff. It's
well, now a lot of it, depending on where you are, a lot of it's pretty automated now. It's hard to think that milking a cow can be as automated as it is, and so forth.
Yeah, but you still got to learn the machines.
You do got to learn it. So it all ties in together. And I was thinking the other day when it's hot and so forth, you've never experienced hot until you've been in a hayloft in August or July. Now that's hot. And so, makes you enjoy the water when you get it.
I'm sure.
And, our CNA students also, they did a blood drive a couple weeks ago, and they collected over 35 pints of blood, which is good for Cumberland, and that can potentially save 105 lives. So I admire people that give blood and so forth, and, and the impact that it can have and so forth. So that's always good.
That's great.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
And we're offering cybersecurity this year at our high school level and so forth, so kids are learning about the cyber world and so forth. So it's good.
Well, your library is do you have a?
We do have a library.
There?
We do at our elementary school. We have a library, and then we have a new librarian. And at our middle and high school, we have a library and so forth. So, updating the resources for the kids, the books that they're interested in and so forth, and making sure that it is of interest to them and so forth.
As far as, now this is maybe a silly question, but do you still have, excuse me, do you still learn from books, or does everyone have a tablet or computer, or
a combination of both? Of course, you can't replace a good book, and and it's always a lot of people may like to hold the book and read it and so forth, and especially maybe if a class is doing a novel series, we try to make sure every kid has access to the book, and then all of our high school students. they get issued a Chromebook when they're freshmen, and they keep that all the way to their senior year.
Oh, that's nice.
And then our middle school students have access to a Chromebook while they're at school. So it's a combination.
Okay.
So, it's and I'm a firm believer that nothing replaces a good teacher. So you can have as
Right.
much as you want screen time, but it's always about the person that's in front of you delivering.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
that face-to-face instructions are very important.
Okay. Well, as far as I think you've covered pretty much all of the subjects, and like you said, you're only missing that one staff person.
Yes, ma'am. And JROTC instructor, we have a strong JROTC program, and we're still looking for one more instructor with that and so forth. So that's about. It doesn't necessarily mean a child's going into the military, but it's leadership and giving back, and what it means to be part of a team and how everyone has a part and so forth. So that's. We're making, and they do the color guard and, do the flags and different stuff. And they'll be a big part of, next week is the 9/11. So we're having a 9/11 remembrance ceremony in conjunction with Cumberland County. So it'll be out on their football field, and, first responders will be there. It's going to be a lot of student-led information, so it'll be good.
Yeah, leave us some information about that
Okay,
as well.
I'll send
because
it.
we
Yes,
do
ma'am.
have some listeners, in the Cumberland area too. So,
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so that would be great. All right. Do you have anything else that you would like to add?
Well, we talked a little bit about football. Fall sports are well underway. We have JV football, we have cross country, we have volleyball, and we have golf. So last night I went to our middle school volleyball game, and I want to give a shout out to to all of the players and their families and so forth, but to the Cumberland Youth League as well, because you can tell the Cumberland Youth League Recreation Association started a youth volleyball, and it's big. And kids from Cumberland and then from surrounding counties, and they start when they're young. But you can see that progression as the team was out on the field, out on the court yesterday. How that's so important that you build that skill level and that connectivity between the youth program and to the schools. You could really see, and they won. The middle school team won. They beat Greensville, so that's always good.
Well, and watching the Summer Olympics, they had all kinds of volleyball. They have the four team, the two team,
ma'am.
And then they have these. What is it, 6 or 5 or something? Anyway, it was very interesting to watch, and it's a pretty grueling sport.
Yes,
Actually,
it is. It takes a lot of teamwork and coordination, and everybody needs to do their part. You can only have 3 hits and so forth. And,
Right.
It's all in the rotations. So, and I did want to highlight the LCVA right up here on Main Street and the Farmville Area Chamber of Commerce, working with Ann Tyler, are hosting a new teacher and returning teacher reception for teachers from Cumberland, Prince Edward, and Fuqua. And so that'll be next Thursday at 5:30. So it's a welcome to the new teachers and returning teachers. So that's always important because, I'm a firm believer that a locality needs a strong school system and a school system needs a strong locality. And, and we just talked about books and different things, and it's all about the teachers that we place in front of the students and so forth.
That's right.
So it all works together.
Yeah, it is. And it's wonderful that Longwood is
Absolutely.
Is participating in this as well. It just amazes me at how much this community is intertwined.
Yes.
And that's what you need. You need that communication.
Yes.
And
it's all about working together.
Yeah, transparency, I guess. That's
Yes.
what you would call it. But anyway, that's great.
And
and what time is it again? At 5:30?
5:30 next Thursday. So, the Farmville Chamber, usually they sponsor it, but the LCVA really partnered with us to make that happen and so forth. Because, when you go by there, I still think of that as the old Roses building or Philip Levy furniture and different things like that. But that big window, that window is like the art. Everybody looks at the art that's in that window.
Of course,
and,
yeah.
I always like for Cumberland to be there and so forth, just so the community can see all that the kids do. And then we have a phenomenal teacher, Emily Overstreet, that does a great job just bringing out that creativity and so forth.
Yeah.
So it's a highlight.
Yeah. So art is part of the curriculum there
Yes,
at
ma'am.
the school as well.
Absolutely. We do a lot with art. And, Emily Overstreet, she's a Longwood graduate. And so she's been an art teacher with us for a few years, and she was a teacher of the year last year and so forth. But she does some great job with like kids have been working on self-portraits and so forth.
Oh, wow.
So she just did this series on Guess Who. So the kids would do their self-portrait, and then they'd put the picture that they drew in front of their face, and then at the bottom they'd lift it up so you could guess who. But kids love it, parents love it, and it just brings out a lot of creativity because artwork is something that you always keep that your kid does.
Yes.
You may frame it.
Yes.
You may put it in a
I have
scrapbook.
some on my refrigerator
yes,
right now.
We have one in there. Yes, we have.
Yeah.
Yes, we have some of that too.
Yeah.
And it just brings back a lot of memories.
It does, absolutely. And creating memories like that is another good way to build, a person's self-confidence and all of that. It started off in elementary school and work its way up.
Yes.
Gives those kids confidence.
Yes. And one more thing. I know Derek Stamey with the county administrator for Cumberland County comes in here. The county is in conjunction. They're sponsoring a community forum on September 24th. It's a Tuesday at 6 o'clock at Spruceberry Farm. It's a new venue on Route 45 and when you're going toward Cartersville. And so it's be an update from the county, and the school system will be there as well. So it'll be the first time we've done that in conjunction with one another, but the county is sponsoring that. So we'll be there, and they'll be there, and it's at 6 o'clock at Spruceberry Farm.
All right.
I think the address is 94 Cartersville Road, Cumberland, Virginia.
Okay.
So, and that's Tuesday, September 24th at 6 o'clock.
And the forum is going to be, is this going to be a public thing?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. So there'll be an update from the county government, and then, of course, we'll be there for the school system as well.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. I'm sure that Derek will let us know
Absolutely.
more about what's going on with that.
Derek and I work very well together, and, making sure that all parts of Cumberland are working together and so forth. Because, we're small, and we all need each other and support each other.
Of course.
Yes.
And that's a good thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's see. We've covered everything?
We've covered a lot.
Yes, we have. And it sounds like you're doing a fantastic job.
Well, I work with a great team. It's not about me. There's nothing I do that's about me. I work with great people. And I tell you, every once in a while I go down and do bus duty, elementary, middle, or high, whatever, and nothing can put you in a better mood in the morning than seeing kids get off the bus or get out of a car, because that just reminds you of why you're there. I had to laugh the other day when it was Tuesday. We had a longer weekend, and a child got off the bus. They brought it was half of an Easter egg, and they had a bug in it. I think the bug had probably seen better days, but they were so excited to show their teacher and so forth. And the bug dropped out of this half Easter egg, picked it right back up, and just skipped right on in to go show her teacher. She was so excited, and you just make a big deal about that and so forth. And, it's the little things in life.
It's the little things, absolutely.
We all think we have big problems, and some of us may. But then you think, in that child's mind, a half Easter egg and a bug that's seen better days was the highlight of the day. And that just makes you smile.
Of course, you don't know what an imagination can
Absolutely.
do. That child could have had all kinds of stories about that Easter egg and the bug.
Yeah. So and you just go right with the story.
Yep. It sounds like it could become a children's story or
could
something
be.
like that. It could be.
Hey, May, that's
you
right.
You never know where that bug had been.
That's right.
Okay.
But anyway, I always thank you for letting me come in and just
Chip,
highlight everything about Cumberland County Public Schools.
It's just great to have you, and we want to have you every month if possible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We can make that work.
All right.
All right.
We'll
thank
do that.
you.
You have a great day and a fabulous weekend.
You too.
It's going to be
you.
beautiful
It's
weather. All right. All right. That's Chip Jones, Superintendent of Cumberland County Public Schools, letting us know everything that's going on there. And it sounds like there's a lot going on there, a lot of good stuff. So making it happen for our kids, right? Right. Exactly. Well, John.
Yes, ma'am. Don't mind me. I'm just coming to grab my drink.
Okay, let me give you this, too. It's your magnifying glass.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, we do
Thank
have.
you, Holmes.
Yes. We have our weather forecast coming up. Also, the birthdays and perhaps anniversaries And it is Friday again, isn't it?
Funny how that happens.
Oh, my goodness. So we'll have 3 days worth of those. All right. This edition of The Weather is brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County.
Hello, I'm Stuart Wilborn, manager of the Bank of Charlotte County Loan Office in downtown Farmville. With over 30 years of banking experience, I'm here to help you finance your commercial, agricultural, or personal project. Give us a call at 391-1136 or stop by our downtown office at 216 North Main Street, where you'll find old-school personal assistance with attention to detail. The Bank of Charlotte County, giving you more for your banking needs. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Let's check the forecast for Southside and Central Virginia. For today, we'll see lots of sunshine, maybe some early periods or patches of fog around, but I believe that's pretty much dissipated. We'll see a high today around 80 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 61. On Saturday, partly sunny. Then a chance of some showers at 30%. They've upped the ante on that. Look for a high of 81 degrees on Saturday. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low of 49. For Sunday, beautiful. A high of 73 degrees under lots of sunshine. With Sunday night, cool and clear. A low of 46 degrees on Sunday night. Monday, we'll see sunshine with a high of 78 degrees. On Monday night, clear skies with a low of 51, and for Tuesday, sunny with a high of 82 degrees. Your humidity at 100%. Our winds are calm, barometer at 30.15 and steady. We are now partly cloudy and 56 degrees right outside the Francis E. Wood studio here on West 3rd Street in Farmville. Your weather forecast brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County with branch locations in Phoenix, Charlotte Courthouse, Brookneal, and their loan office in downtown Farmville. All right, we've got our birthdays and perhaps anniversaries coming up, 3 days worth. And they're brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC.
The law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, is located at 117 North Main Street in downtown Farmville. With deep roots in Farmville and our surrounding communities, Terry and her legal staff specialize in real estate law, wills and trusts, business formations, and collections. Experience and professionalism are extended to every customer in every case. The needs and concerns of every customer are their primary focus. If you have legal needs, contact the law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, for a consultation at 434-392-1422.
We are back with regular birthday music today.
Okay.
What was that hillbilly stuff going on yesterday?
Oh, I
was
was
fun.
watching from Beverly Hillbillies, I guess.
I guess so. Anyway, we've got our birthdays coming up, so John, take it away.
And looky here, no birthdays for the next 3 days. No, I'm just
Really?
kidding. No, I'm messing around.
That was one day this past week.
That happened to no, but it's happened to me before, but not often. No, here we go for today, Friday, the 6th of September. Nicole Taylor Stone, Kyle Mitchell, David Rosenthal, and Phil Taylor all having birthdays today. And then we mosey on down to Saturday, the 7th, and we've got Lee Simmons, Taylor Ray Lipton, Sean Francis Bowling, Sailor H. Schnell, Sukana Costello. I don't know. That's the second from the bottom here on the 7th. That first name. I know Costello, but I don't know what that first name is.
Sukana.
Sukana?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sukana, yeah.
That was my guess anyway.
Yeah.
I always want a second opinion, like going to a doctor. And then the next one, almost as difficult. Katie, it could be Ronowicz, I don't know. Same day, bottom name.
Oh. Ooh. I would say Ronowitz.
Witz, yeah.
Yeah.
Ronowicz. We'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
All right. And so let me refer to this other list here. Also on the 7th, Barbara Lee, Wayne Langhorne, Cassandra Johnson of Cumberland. And those are the birthdays for Saturday the 7th. And then Sunday, we've got Arden Blake Watson, Jason Stone, Michael Friedel, or Friedel, Friedel, Brandon Carter, and Randy Webb on Sunday. And then we've got our other list here with some birthdays on Sunday the 8th. Paul Brooks and Andrew Brooks, twins from Cumberland, having birthdays on Sunday.
I love those twins. Yeah, that's great.
So according to our list, that's who we have.
All right. And tell everybody how they can get those names to us.
You can either call right now and correct me, 434-394-0924. Otherwise, send the names, anniversaries, or birthdays to birthdays@wflo.net.
All right. And, of course, we wish everybody out there celebrating those 3 days. We hope that it's just a wonderful time for you. Our time is 8:35. We should be hearing from Henry.
Yes, he called in earlier, and I told
yeah.
him you had a guest and that he would call back after we do the birthdays.
Okay, so while we are waiting for Henry to call in, let's check out some celebrity birthdays.
All right.
And let's go down here to where we can. All right, comedian Jeff Foxworthy.
You might be a redneck. Yeah.
He is 66 today. He was the voice of Hanley Smurf in the 2011 animated film.
I only know of Papa Smurf.
Oh, well.
And Smurfette, the only female in the whole Smurf tribe. Makes you wonder.
Actress Rosie Perez turns 60 today.
Okay.
She voiced a character named Susie in a recent episode of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Mm-hmm.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah. I remember the phase, my nephew, watching that. Mm-hmm. Fortunately, those days are gone.
Yeah, well. Singer Macy Gray turns 57 today. And she once appeared in an episode of That's So Raven. Mm-hmm. And that's Macy Gray. All right. Let's see who else is celebrating today. Actor Idris Elba is 52. She's been nominated for Primetime Emmy Awards for 3 different shows, or the shows that he has appeared in. So, and he's, again, 52 years old. Some other celebrity birthdays today. Comedian Joanne Worley is 88. Country singer David Allan Coe is 85. Actor Swoosie Kurtz is 80 today. Comedian actor Jane Curtin is 77.
Jane, you ignorant. No, I'm not going to finish the rest of it. That was from, she used to be on SNL.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember. Country singer Buddy Miller, 72. Actor James Martin Kelly of Mob City and Magic Mike is 70. Drummer Joe Smith of Sawyer Brown, 67. Actor-comedian Michael Winslow of Police Academy is 66.
The guy that did the sound effects with his mouth.
Well, don't you do that?
Yeah, but he was really good at it.
He was good at it?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to pause there because we do have a caller, and I do believe it's Henry Fulcher. Good morning. You're on the Call Flow Show.
Well, good morning, Chris and Noah.
Nope, that's not Noah. That's John.
I take offense to that. No, I'm just kidding.
It sounds like a barbed wire fence to me. Sorry about that, John.
How are you?
I've never been to Hawaii. Yeah, I'm fine unless you compare me with somebody.
Okay.
Boy, a friend of mine several years ago had gotten a brand new glass eye, and I was talking to him about it, and he told me that one day he was going into a grocery store and he kind of tripped and the eye popped out, and he said, now that eye cost about $60,000, and because it was done to match the other eye. Anyway, And I said, well, what happened? He said, well, there was a young lady walking right near me, and she saw it, and she reached out and caught it just before it hit the concrete floor. And I said, well, what did you say to her when she handed you the eye back? He said, well, of course, I asked her for a date. And I said, why would you ask her for a date? And he said, well, she just caught my eye.
Boy, I fell right into that one.
But anyway, you know, the late Marty Robbins was known as the singer with a teardrop in his voice. And he could be smiling with a big smile, and his voice sounded tearful. I mean, you know. And he was one of the outstanding country artists. And before I tell this little story, one time, and this is true, I was in his office in Nashville, and a guy came in with an arm full of songs. And when the door opened to let the guy in, Marty stepped into another room. And so the secretary told the guy, I know you want Marty to look at all those songs, but he's in Cincinnati. And so the guy left. And I looked at her kind of funny. And Marty came back in the room, and she said, well, that room he went in is the Cincinnati room, and that way we can say, you know, when some fans come in too many, you can just say he's in Cincinnati, and it'd be the truth, which is kind of unusual, but that's the way it went. Anyway, Marty was one of the top country artists, and he became the 13th person in the free world to have a certain type of heart surgery. And after that, he still sang, but also he began to drive his number 7 race car called Devil Woman, which was one of his hit songs, and he drove in NASCAR after this heart problem. And I saw this on television. After a NASCAR race one day, the reporter asked Marty, with your history of that heart problem, very rare problem at that time, aren't you afraid to get out and drive 195 miles an hour? And Marty replied, I'm not afraid of anything, because I died on the operating table during my heart surgery, and I saw Jesus, and he sent me back. Off camera, someone gave a loud gasp. I remember that. And then Marty said, when I died, I was right on the side of a big river. And he said, I was standing on the bank of that river, and on the other side of the river was a tree. And under that tree stood Jesus. And Marty said, I wanted to go across, and I put one foot into the water, but Jesus smiled and shook his head no. Then Marty said, I woke up and was at peace. He said, so I'm not afraid of anything. And he lived for a number of years after that, singing and racing. And that from Marty Robbins.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
That is something. Yep.
Yep. Well, there's more we don't know than what we do know.
Yeah, I ask that question all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's true. Well, I just wanted to pass that along to you.
All right.
And thanks for putting me on here.
You're very welcome.
And if anybody wants to share a story with me or want to call and we'll have prayer or whatever, my number is 434-414-0096.
All right.
Right, and thank you all, and be blessed.
Thank you.
You too,
Same
Henry.
to
Take
you,
care.
Henry. We
All
love
right.
you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
All right. That was Henry Fulcher.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a story about Marty Robbins.
I
Wow.
fell in love with a Mexican girl.
Go ahead.
No, that's
Is that all
I
you
can't.
know?
I can't do that. Where he holds that note.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What time is it? It is 8:45, and we were doing birthdays, I believe.
Celebs, yes.
Celeb birthdays. Guitarist Paul Waaktaar, Waaktaar,
I don't know.
of Aha,
Aha.
is 63. News correspondent Elizabeth Vargas is 62.
I remember
Country
her.
singer Mark Chestnut is 61.
On an open fire.
Chestnuts, roasting and open. Yeah. Well, we'll be doing that. We'll be doing that soon enough.
Oh, boy, yes.
Actor Betsy Russell of Saw is 61.
Did you see Saw?
I never saw I never saw Saw.
No.
No.
So, you haven't seen Saw?
I haven't seen
Okay.
Saw. No. But doesn't mean that I won't see Saw
Right.
at some point in time.
Seen Saw. Okay, got you.
All right. Singer Daryl Anthony of As Yet is 55. Singer Cece Peniston
That sounds right.
is 55. Actor Danielle Gaither of Mad TV is 54. Actor Dylan Bruno of Numbers is 52. Actor Justina Mikado of Netflix's One Day at a Time. And Jane the Virgin is 52. Let's see.
Jane the Virgin?
Jane the Virgin.
Okay.
Okay, that's what it says.
Okay.
Singer Nina Pearson of the Cardigans is 50. Actor Justin Whalen of Lois and Clark is 50.
He played Jimmy Olsen on that show.
Yes, yeah.
He was the second Jimmy Olsen on that show. The first season, it was another actor. And they thought that he looked too much like Dean Cain, who played Superman, because he had dark hair.
Oh, really?
So they switched this guy in.
Well,
from the
why
second
couldn't they
season.
just dye his hair?
I didn't think they looked that much alike, but I mean, that's how TV people think, or they used to think. I don't think they think at all now. They just throw anything on TV these
Yep.
days. But
Okay, actor Naomi Harris of Moonlight and Pirates of the Caribbean movies is 48. Rapper Noriega is 47. Rapper Foxy Brown is 46. Actor Deborah Joy Winans of Greenleaf is 41. And actor Lauren Lapkus of Orange is the New Black is 39. And singer Max George of The Wanted turns 36 today. So there are your famous birthdays, celebrity birthdays on WFLO AM. Mm-hmm. And it is September the 6th. I can't believe it that we're into September already. I'm into
the days are getting shorter, and temps starting to get a bit cooler at times.
Yeah, at night. Well, 40, 46 and 48 degrees at night.
Yeah.
That's chilly to me, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This day in history.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. President William McKinley was fatally shot on this date in 1901. He was a Republican, the 25th President of the United States. He was shot this day in 1901 by Leon Czolgosz, an anarchist at the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, New York, and died 8 days later. So that was the featured event. Mm-hmm. More events on this date. We'll go to 2019. Politician Robert Mugabe, who was from Zimbabwe, who was the longtime ruler of that country, first as prime minister, then as president, died at the age of 95. In 2007, Italian operatic lyric tenor Luciano Pavarotti,
There you go.
who was considered one of the finest bel canto opera singers of the 20th century, died at the age of 71.
Was he the one that faced off with Bugs Bunny in that cartoon?
I have no idea.
Okay. Where Bugs shows up as Leopold, and all the guys in the Leopold, and he gives him a hard time because he's he's directing him.
I have no idea.
Oh, probably not. That's probably just my. Never mind.
Yeah, no, never mind. 1997, about a week after her death in a car accident, a funeral was held for Princess Diana, and an estimated 2.3 billion people watched the televised ceremony, which included an appearance by Elton John. Of course, he sang goodbye.
He took the song he had originally wrote for Marilyn
Monroe.
And changed the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see, 1995, American professional baseball player Cal Ripken Jr. played his 2,131st consecutive game,
Yep.
surpassing Lou Gehrig's record, which had stood for more than 56 years.
I remember them making a big deal out of that. He played for the Orioles, I believe.
Yes, yeah. 1991, the Soviet Union recognized the independence of Baltic states Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. 1966, South African Prime Minister Hendrik, oh boy, some of these last names.
That's why I skip a lot of them. If their name isn't Fred Smith or something like that, I just sort of jump over it.
Yeah.
Bill
I'm going
or
to try Vetward, who rigorously developed and applied the policy of apartheid, was stabbed to death by a temporary parliamentary messenger who was later ruled insane. 1944, Germany fired the first long-range V-2 missile at an Allied target during World War II. And in 1914, French and British forces launched an offensive against advancing Germans in the First Battle of the Marne during World War I. And let's see. In 1860, American social reformer and pacifist Jane Addams, co-winner, along with Nicholas Murray Butler of the Nobel Prize for Peace in 1931, was born. And that's about all of that we can take.
All right.
All right. What about some things that
Like some
you
weird
might
stuff?
Yeah, let's do weird stuff.
Okay, or oddities.
Yes.
We got a call, though.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
I don't see it yet.
I just saw the thing flash.
Oh, okay.
Unless I'm seeing flashes before my eyes. I don't...
Good morning. You're on the Call Flow Radio Show.
Oh, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Al.
Happy Friday.
Oh, I thank you. Back at you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's that, man. Shoot. I called to chat.
Did you forget what
about
you were going to
something.
call about?
Well, no, actually, I just jot down things that sound interesting at the time.
Okay.
And then when I call, it's like, ugh.
You don't think it's that
It's
interesting?
not that
what you looked
interesting
at?
anymore.
Yes, that is ever so true. Yes. But, have you guys been watching the Paralympics?
No.
Not even a little bit?
No.
Well, that's it's very fascinating. Some of the sports and how they modify them to get the Olympians to do it.
I started to watch some of the wheelchair tennis,
I heard about this.
but they were taking so long, trying to get ready for the match and stuff.
Even the setup itself. Setting it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but that sounds interesting to me, the wheelchair tennis.
No, I'm it's great that they have that, but I don't even watch the normal, regular Olympics, so it's not a big. I don't know. I just don't really.
Well, this is during the U.S. Open.
Is that what it is?
That's what the wheelchair tennis
Okay.
was that I was looking at. I'm sure that they have it at the Olympics as well.
So this was for the U.S. Open. So is that what's currently going on, the U.S. Open?
Yes.
Okay. So we've already gone through Wimbledon and all that good stuff?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
I used to keep up with this stuff, and I haven't for years. So
Well, you have the Australian Open.
Right.
You have Wimbledon
And the French.
and the French Open.
That was the one they play on clay, right?
Yes.
Nah, that looks like a tough surface. Well, grass, I think, for Wimbledon's tough surface.
Well, grass is faster.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but you're on with the
So have you
U.S.
been-
Open. You're on composite.
So, sorry, have you been watching this?
Just on and off, but
Okay.
I have been. I should be watching a little bit more, but
Yeah, I
just
should
a little
too.
on. But I have been noticing online. Some of the events there are not only the competitors, but I guess commentators are calling out some of these people that are saying that they're not handicapped enough. They shouldn't be playing in the handicap Olympics.
I don't know.
Kind of a, yeah. I mean, I think they've even pulled a few medals from some of them, but
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
what an
we've
insult.
that going on in other...
Okay, the question is, how handicapped do you have to be?
True.
I don't know. I mean, when the regular Olympics, the regular Olympics, some of the males fighting in the female boxing.
I was
They were males.
going that way, and then there was always issues of people maybe drugging and stuff like that, and the medals would get taken away if they were discovered to have taken some sort of an
Steroid
enhancement.
or something, yeah.
So there's always going to be that fudge, that fine line that somebody crosses, but I can't speak to this because I'm not aware. It's interesting you bring this up because without watching it makes me wonder, so is this just something where you've been seeing these comments, or have you actually noticed this from what little you've watched yourself, where you're watching it and going, is that person really that handicapped?
No, you've just been seeing it on online, and some of it
Online.
I guess is
Okay.
probably clickbait.
Okay.
But,
It could very well be.
Yeah, and then you read some of the articles, and they're like, wow.
Yeah.
But even the male boxer fighting in the female,
Mm-hmm.
there was one lady that she only fought for like less than 30 seconds.
I remember this.
And she just gave up, and it's like, I've never been hit that hard before in my life.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it's just like, holy cow. But anyway, we just got a mess now.
Sounds like a circus.
I don't know.
More than
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it's crazy. It really is.
I miss the days of Howard Cosell.
I do
Oh, my
too.
gosh, yes. And
I don't
they
think
tried
that girl is a girl.
Oh, yeah, and Limbaugh, I think he did it for a season, maybe. He did Monday night, and they...
Limbaugh was on ESPN for a bit. The guy you're thinking of may be Dennis Miller.
Yeah.
Oh, he tried it too, yeah.
He tried Monday Night Football for at least a season.
Funny guy.
Did you guys catch the game last night?
No, who played?
Oh, man. Baltimore played...
You put me on the spot, and I put you on the spot.
I know.
No, I didn't mean to. I thought maybe you watched it.
Oh, I did, yes.
You don't remember who played?
Yeah, Baltimore and Kansas. We went to Kansas City.
Oh, okay. That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Who won?
Oh, the Kansas City won. But if you watch the last play of the game,
Yeah.
I think we could have tied it. And the big difference was there was literally the length of a toe was out of bounds.
So you're saying we, like you root for Baltimore, I take it?
Well, yes, he's from Maryland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he works in Maryland.
He
I
works
didn't know
in
he was
Maryland.
from Maryland.
Oh, are you from Maryland?
Yeah, I was born and raised in
Okay.
the beautiful state of Maryland. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
But
Now he's
this
going
is
to have me
something odd.
saying Maryland all the time.
Yes, jump on the bandwagon. Let's change it.
Was it a home game, or did they play in Kansas City?
Well, we went to Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kansas City, here I come.
Yeah, they there's one on tonight in Brazil.
Who's playing that?
I believe the Sugar.
What team
Green
is
Bay
Sugar?
And
Green Bay and who?
Green Bay is. Oh, gosh, you'll have to give me 20 minutes.
That's all right. It's not that important.
But anyway, the only reason I brought it up, because they were saying that, telling all the players that the crime is so bad in Brazil that please don't leave your hotel room.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's
the whole
scary.
world.
Oh,
I know. We
it's
need to
going
turn it
crazy.
upside down and then shake our pockets out.
Yes, that's right. Well, we're going to have to do that another time because we're just about run out of time for today. Dang on it. Dang on it. But anyway, you'll call back, right? Next week?
Yes, ma'am. I think I should. Yeah, if I survive the weekend, yes.
Yes, all right. You should have some really good things to talk about since you got the weekend off. So
well, thank you.
Take the next 2 days off.
Take the next 2 days off and call us back on Monday.
All right.
Call us in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting crazy here. All right. Okay.
All right.
Take care.
Be safe.
All right. Have a good one. All right.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
That's how out of touch I am now. I don't even realize that the NFL season has already started.
It's already started. My goodness. All right. I thought you were talking about baseball.
Well, you were with Cal Ripken, and I
Yeah.
thought he was talking about the Olympics when he was talking about tennis. So,
Okay.
You're not the only one that's off kilter.
All that another time. Everybody have a great weekend. It's going to be beautiful weather, so get out there as much as you possibly can. We love you. Talk to you on Monday.